exciting. But that preliminary round is gone, and we are into semi-final number 1 in the men's edition. The Jamaica Tallawahs, who've been the table toppers, against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Warner Park is the venue for this mouth-watering clash. We haven't seen Brandon King on the park yet, but we've seen a lot of Ruffman Powell leading his team. Also Chris Green with his performance in the field and with the bat. And of course, for the Patriots, they'll be hoping to excite the home fans. Sheldon Cottrell is getting fitter and fitter by the day. Chris Gale has made his appearances already in this tournament. We thank you very much on this Sunday morning here in St. Kitts and Nevis for joining us. We promise excitement. We'll go straight out to the middle. Just behind there, Darren Gang is there.
Decision-making time in this first semi-final. The captains are here. Ruffman Powell of the Jamaica Talawas, Evan Lewis of St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, and so too is our match referee who is present, Rayon King. Ruffman has the coin.
It's called.
The call is made.
It's a hit.
And Ruffman, you win the toss. Tell me what are you going to do and why? I beg your pardon, a mix-up there. Evan Lewis, you win the toss, a nice smile on your face. Tell me, what's your decision?
We're going to bowl first.
And why is that?
We have pretty bowling decent since the tournament start. Just that bad game last game, so we just want to execute today.
And Ruffman, you had a 55-run win against the same opposition in match number 2. To what extent is that relevant for today's must-win game?
Yeah, I think it's very relevant. You know, we have good plans, so we're trying to bring those plans to the forefront today. You know, hopefully the guys will take the learning of that first game we played against them and try to replicate that performance.
Staying with that particular match 2 of this tournament, Evan Lewis, what did you learn from that experience?
I think we bowled pretty too full to these guys. You know, we were trying to make them score to the bigger side of the ground and trying to execute to the better ability.
Ruffman, have you changed your team for today?
Yeah, we have one change. Young Man Singh misses out, Shamar Springer comes in.
And what about you, Evan Lewis?
Jaden is out, Akila is in.
Finally, I've been looking at you. What's the name of that hairstyle? It looks impressive.
Not sure what's the name of the hairstyle, but you should try it. Might look good.
I'll definitely think about that. Yep. So we're having some fun here for this first semi-final. The news from the middle, it's the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots who've won the toss, and they will bowl first.
Thank you very much to the captains and Darren Ganga and Murali Kartik alongside me. Talk me through these teams.
Yeah, just one change and an interesting one because Jaden Carmichael had a good game, was thrown into the deep end yesterday where he went for a few runs in the second over, and they brought in Akila Dhananjaya. Look, he's got all the variations. He came in a couple of days ago, so maybe one day for a bit of jet lag and acclimatization, and then there he is, the Sri Lankan star. He's got a hat-trick here, mind you. People remember him for the wrong reasons, but he's got all the skill. It's interesting that they've decided to chase again after what happened yesterday. They're a strong side, but I still feel that it's the top 3 who have to clinch the issue because they've got great hitters, especially Sherfain Rutherford, who's been the best hitters in the competition.
Yeah, and for the Talawas, they've got one change as well. Nicholson Gordon, who's a joint leading wicket taker in the tournament, comes in for Young Man Singh. Otherwise, it is a team that is very, very dangerous with all their power. Oh, we're so happy. We're so happy that you have joined us today, and Murali Kartik just on the toss again. We've seen the Talawas mount up some impressive batting performances when they've batted first. They lost their last game.
Yep.
Does that dent their confidence or not?
No, I don't think so. I suppose they would have learned a bit from that. Yes, they have great power hitters, but at the end of the day, if you're under pressure, you have to look at yourself as to what you did wrong in the previous game. Maybe I thought someone like Raymond Reefer, who's been the most consistent power hitter, could have been sent earlier. There was too much to be asked of him in the end.
Yeah, he's been consistent, isn't he? He has those skills that sort of transcend formats.
Yeah, it seems so, because look, we are in the shortest format, in one of the smallest grounds, and some of the biggest power hitters on view. But what has been so impressive about him is that he's played clean cricketing shots, and some of the shots against spinners, they was just mouth-watering, drooling. As a spinner, you'd be thinking, I didn't do anything wrong, but I was hit for a 4 or a 6. So that has been the speciality from Raymond Reefer.
Yeah, and the conditions here have facilitated, and that's what you want, isn't it, for a tournament like the 60, 6 hitting, 4 hitting, boundary hitting generally. So that adds to the excitement. what have we got in store for you today? Danny Morrison is having an overview of conditions.
It's here. It's finals day, Super Sunday, and I've got to say, conditions are beautiful as ever. The ground staff have come up with another beauty. When you look in front of me, this end a little bit more grassy, and then behind me, once again, that little bit more shaven. So it suits everyone. Slides on, bounces a bit. We love it. When I look to my left, back out to the big replay screen, that is 66, and then when I go back to the old scoreboard and towards the swimming pool side, she's only 64, so no ground is big enough. And of course we know from last night, 36ers just moosed everywhere with all those class players. I think hopefully more of the same today.
Yes, because there is tremendous power on show and embodied in the leaders of both teams with Rovman Powell and the way that he's gone about his six hitting and his strike rate in the shortest formats of the game, and Evan Lewis, who patterned himself after one world boss with his six hitting a strike rate of 145 versus 135. So that promises so much for the viewers, the patrons, and for us here in the media today. And we did have one of those pyrotechnic shows last night right here at Warner Park, the fastest 50 of this 60 tournament. Let's find out about the ingredients that went into that knock. Alex Jordan speaking to the protagonist.
Well, this is cricket's power game, the 60, and I've got one of the players who personified that in his last knock, Sherfain Rutherford. 50 off 15, brother. How did you enjoy that?
Oh yeah, I want to thank God for the opportunity. And I mean, over the past few months, I've been trying to expand my game. I was trying to be more positive, and I've been working on things, to better my game. So I think it actually come into play, and it's good for me, and it's a bit of confidence for me.
You certainly looked positive. I mean, what was in your mind after seeing what Dre Russ did in that first innings?
Oh, well, we are coming into this game, we had to hit 4-6 only, so, that was our plan, and after that, coach said just go and enjoy. So that was a bit of freedom for me. So, after I hit the 4-6 of Russell, I don't think that, we already qualified, so I said I'm just going to give myself a chance to see how best I can get close to the runs, and it actually worked for me.
Yes, there's that Sky X60 trophy, and here we are, and that was Sherfain Rutherford and that knock last night. What did you make of it?
Extremely clean. I think, as I said before, three left-handers have actually stood out in this power hitting, and Sherfain Rutherford has been one of them. The way he played, everyone, and just the clean cricketing shots and the sound it emanated, I think it's just pure. It's sometimes surprising that someone like him is not a regular in the West Indies side for whatever reason, but over here what he has put on display has been sensational. He's actually taken the pressure because the top three haven't contributed that many runs in the competition so far, so it's been up to him and Deval Bravis to get the move on, and he's been sensational.
Thank you very much. I just want to just end by saying I love that shot of us behind the trophy. It makes us look very golden. That was very creative from our crew. Anyway, we're very, very close to live action. Semi-final number one. It is about to take off here at Warner Park in St. Kitts. The players are ready. We are ready. We hope you are ready after the short break. Live action here in St. Kitts.
It is a marvellous occasion here, first ever 60, and we're into the semi-finals. It's Sunday Super Finals, and this is a little repeat of match 2, but in the men's section. Jamaica Tallawahs up against the St Kitts and Nevis Patriots here live at Warner Park. They were just about ready to rock and roll. In fact, you think of it's a very truncated tournament, obviously over 5 days, and everyone played 3 games and then you're into each other. And I can tell you in terms of results, a bit of positivity for the JTs, because and that first day they got up over the Patriots there comprehensively by 55, and then they defeated the Royals by 41, and then they did something a little different. They wanted to go and try and track down a total, and the Kings won by 8. And the Patriots, there's that loss, and then they defeated the Kings, but they lost to the Night Riders last night in a scintillating match, but they got in by virtue of those sixes. They only needed 4, and they certainly went past 4 sixes to make the semi-finals here on Sunday. So that bodes well for some fans to be excited about St Kitts and Nevis Patriots into the final. Yes, Dayton Butler and Verdane Smith are the men in the middle, taking the ball from the plinth. And Leslie Reefer, he's our TMO, and the match referee Rion King was out in the middle of Darren Ganga at the coin toss a little earlier. Darren Ganga's going to go through these sides, and little changes here and there. You haven't changed your haircut. Some of the players have, and they've changed their teams.
Morning to you, Danny. Hello, everyone. Semi-final 1 today. Of course, some significant inclusions. Nicholas Gordon, the right-hand fast bowler, born in Westmoreland, Jamaica, makes his way into the side. Couple of wickets in his previous 2 matches, and he's been brought back into this side to add another seam option for the Talawas. Of course, Chris Green there, the international from Australia. Gail Pretorius from South Africa. And it's a batting lineup that has been consistent in the tournament. For the Patriots, the big name, Akila Dhananjaya, the Sri Lankan international, into the side and into this tournament for the first time. He'll bring his variety and mystery. Wayne Jansen, left arm seamer, also there. And the universe boss, Christopher Henry Gale, ever present in the Patriots team.
And the trophy up for grabs here in the inaugural 60 competition here in the Caribbean. And the GOAT, the greatest of all time, in terms of the amazing career he's had, not only in the fabulous format of Test cricket, testing a cricketer's steel and tenacity and reserve and all those sorts of things, but T20 and then latterly the T10 version, Gale with all those sixes and domination in franchise T20 around the world, to go for his T20 internationals. You throw all that in, serious numbers, and Rutherford's another serious chap to take over the mantle in a way, DG.
And it's exactly what I wanted to mention when you made reference to Christopher Henry Gale, paving the way for others in the Caribbean to be inspired by his style of play, more so in the white ball format. Having a chat with Kenna Lewis, who is from his home country, both Jamaicans, and he's had a massive impact off the field, Christopher Henry Gale.
Both Jamaicans and both big men. So looking forward to this. And Amir Django has been in such good touch. He really has. I think he just blossomed beautifully. That some of those, you get out of bed and there's a bit more self-belief in your body and your bones and your soul. So Django is going to be up against Dwayne Jensen, and Jensen who's got pace and angle like his twin brother, both left-handers, left-armers, whatever you want. And we've got the countdown on to get this first semi underway. St Kitts and Nevis Patriots won the toss and they're bowling first. Rightio. That's with a nice full one. Once again, the 22 yards. You and I have had a look out there. You did the toss and I had a little nosy with the players' workbench. And that the thatchingness, the more grassed at one end and then slightly more shaven at the other. And I was speaking to the grounds, I said, hey, no qualms at all. We're loving this. I know the challenge you have in terms of the wind that constantly comes through. The water table is a challenge here at Warner Park, given the breeze. You see, look at that. You can hit through the line, even though it hasn't gone where Kennar Lewis has wanted it to. It is still slid on rather nicely, so you can play your shots, get value for them. Is that the Spice Man getting horizontal?
Wonderful effort from Andre Fletcher. Again, that effort alone shows the importance and significance of this game. It's a semi-final, and as a player, you want to leave everything on the field, whether it's bat, ball in the field. A knockout affair unfolding.
Yeah, thank you, boundary. Let's get on with this and move forward. So, when I look at Django, it is for confirmation. I'm going with it anyway. Leslie! Let's get on with it. Mr. Reef is our TMO. Up and over. Let's watch the follow through. I'm just going to have a little signal, hopefully. That's a boundary. Go. Now we can get on with it. And say, Django, you have spin and lighten that the most runs in this inaugural 60 to date. Got an opportunity to extend that. There's two good scores. Oh, yes. Into the breeze as well. And a couple of bounces, and she's four more.
A little too straight. It's a new ball. It's hard, so it will come off the pitch with a little zip. And Kennar Lewis, because of his strength and power, just needs to get a little bat on this one. Executed it perfectly. Was aware that the short fine leg wasn't that 30-yard circle.
Sounded good. Didn't get all of it, but it did sound sweet off the blade. And look at the breeze take it away. Runs away for four. We've had a hat trick of boundaries in this opening 6 balls of Jansen.
Not a bad delivery, but the surface is so good, Danny Morrison, that you can play through the line. It's on the up. Jansen was just trying to get his length a little bit fuller. Great to see Kennar Lewis choosing the offside option as well.
Apart from that one that was a bit thick inside edge through mid-wicket, the other two just lovely. In control, using the pace. And beaten for pace. Everybody out the way. And the first one down. There's that extra bounce. Rutherford takes a very comfortable catch. And it is the first one down in this first semi.
Just going across the line of the ball. Kennar Lewis, not the quickest of deliveries, 131 kilometers per hour. But it's the extra bounce that has gotten the better of Kennar Lewis. The height of Jansen, always a factor. You have to make the accommodation for the extra bounce. Lewis goes for 12, 12 for 1.
That's right, Anna's. So one down early inside this first over. And the skipper's going to come out. No surprises there at first drop. As Rodman Powell and bring all his bristling menace to the crease. What he can do. given that we're inside the first 12 deliveries. First 2 overs of a normal power play, that's it, that's standard, generic, but you can unlock a third little over because of 2 sixes. And this is the guy to do it. Kenno Lewis was trying to. 3 4s, DG. But as you mentioned, you've got to be wary of Jensen, who's about, 6'6", 6'7". There's a lot of him. Extra bit of height. Third and fine leg up. Have to reload that one. Yeah, there's the man at mid-wicket who's quite straight and deep backward square. 2 men out.
And as a batter facing Jansen, got to recognise that height, Danny Morrison. He's not a Trent Bolt, not a tremendous vast that will try to swing the ball into the right-handers. So that accommodation for the extra bounce, Kenno Lewis didn't make that accommodation.
Yeah, and throwing that factor, that angle, that left arm angle, left arm over, and he had to try and drag it from outside off. It was his undoing.
Wouldn't see him go searching for swing. Although it's a new ball, hit the ball into the pitch. Jansen.
Oh, tries to catch it. Young Brevis, teenager, couldn't quite get there. So we've had the first one, 13 for 1 after 1. Yeah, let's watch this. This is that extra splice that you're talking about, Darren Ganga. Extra bounce. And Devalt Brevis almost. Still 19, had confirmation. Still a teenager. Incredible, really. And think about him bursting on under 19, sure, but then to the IPL recently, having an opportunity and showing his wares and exciting talent this young fellow is. Drakes. Big Dom Drakes. Oh, I think he was gone. I think Django could have kept running back to the dressing room.
He's in the spotlight, Devalt Brevis. Such an energetic cricketer, whether with bat, in the field. Always athletic in the way he goes about doing his business in the sport of cricket. Here again, the pick up and throw in one motion. Confirmation that it would have been out. Django late.
I don't know if it's been bad, but Drakes was starting to appeal very positively, but it wasn't taken cleanly by Joshua De Silva. Now look at Drakes. Abu Dhabi T10, I've just been told he'd taken 19 wickets late last year, the most by any pacer, by any quick merchant. Of course, the spinners like to have a bit of a say there too in Abu Dhabi. Hasaranga was the most with 21. A little bit of wristband, come in please. Up. Who wants it? Is this Brevis? Oh, it's a juggle, but he holds it. Yeah, and then he holds his heart because it's swirling in the breeze. In the end, that's a pretty tricky catch, and he comes off.
And a smile from his captain. Can't afford to smile because it's another wicket for the Patriots. The pressure for semi-final being shown once again. The simplest of catches, you would think, but that pressure just shows a bubble from Devalt Brevis, and it accounts for another wicket. Django goes without scoring. 14 for 2 now.
One of the faves in the Caribbean, Fabian Allen, is out there. 2 down, and you can understand Jungu trying to unlock that power play. So Powell's on, and Powell's this one. Batter's crossed, and the skipper has sat back very nicely in one of his arcs. Likes it there.
He's well aware that few bowlers will try to pitch the ball up to him, so he's quite contented to stand back and wait for that ball that is fractionally short. Dominic Drakes not finding that in-between length on that occasion.
Yeah, you've got to be careful here, Dominic Drakes, up against Robin Powell. No SkyX maximums to date. They've got 2 to do it. They've got two in a row if they want to unlock that extra power play. Too late now, look at this. Yeah, because we've had 5. That's what he's trying to do there. Oh, yeah, bobble. Fans in the back. Oh, they're not sure, but now they are. And the heart would have been pumping there. That's right, young Nevis. Good scalp to get. Ooh, nice welcome to the semi, Fabian Allen. We've had a dozen deliveries, and Jamaica are 19 for 2. And you look at Robin Powell's scores, 34, 11 and 32. So he's got starts. He's got into the 30s twice. They really do need him here to make a mark in this first semi-final. Given that they won the toss the last match, they wanted to go up front and bat first in case this happened, because the previous 2 encounters they bowled, and they made a mess of the power play. I've been told it was only 7. 7 inside that first dozen. Crazy. Well, DG, you'd know this well.
We've all been there. In the outfield, bubbling an opportunity and the relief thereafter. Part of every cricketer's experience.
Jagisar, he's lost it as Joshua De Silva. So Fabian Allen hot off that 45 from just 18 balls against the same opposition. The Patriots here, go, and made a big difference because they won by 55 to Jamaica. Take one and be happy. Give it back to the skipper.
I really like this option used by Evan Lewis. John Ross Jagisar, the spinner, coming on quite early in the innings. We've seen a little bit of a trend for the first match on each day.
Yeah! God, is it yes? Thin edge, the skipper has to go. Just pumping him up and saying that Robin Powell needed a big score here, not to be in this first semi-final.
And the trend shows that spinners are quite effective as wicket takers in the first match, whether it's because of the early moisture, a little bit of the slowness of the surface. But on this occasion, it's the mystery from John Ross Jagisar. That carom ball going away from the right-hander, just finding the outside edge. Powell, no great impact to the innings with the bat, goes for 5, 20 for 3.
Yeah, a big blow with the skipper going to the carom ball. So Fabian Allen has been joined by Raymond Reefer. 17 ball 50 in this tournament. Slip in, it's Chris Gale. Jagisar round. And yeah, just when you were going through those numbers, and you can continue to do that, Darren Ganga, he's gone to the top of the tree as wicket takers, as Jagisar.
And it's important to be aware of the numbers, because that's a guide for you as a captain, as a team, in terms of strategy. Of course, this is the 5th day with a set of matches, but from day 2 to day 4, we've seen that first game produce 16 wickets to the spinners. Just over pitching here, John Rush Jagisar, allowing for that first SkyX maximum.
Yeah, that's normally how he's been bowling, isn't it? Quite flat and into the breeze. And he's got punished this time by Fabian Allen, who plays a lovely stroke downtown. Yeah, that caramel was a beaut though, just floated out, didn't it? And Powell couldn't resist. Nice little feather through the silver. Tried it again, and we got 6 and 4, have we? Oh, Brevis. Oh, to be 19 again. Look at that. Oh. 10 off the 3rd, and the Talawas are 29 for 3 in this first semi. That was outstanding from DeVault Brevis.
Quite spectacular, this effort from the youngster, running at full pace to his right, getting his hand down in time, flicking it back. Champion fielder. You just lift the spirit of a fielding team with an effort like that.
Revved up here at Warner, because of course St Kitts and Nevis Patriots, by joy of having this incredible venue, this destination, everything thrown in, because you've got to follow your heart here in St Kitts, is that should they win this, it bodes well for the final, simply because of the geography we're in. Can they make good on this very useful start here, the Patriots, up against the Jamaica Tallawahs, taking nothing away from the JTs? Because Fabian Allen will have plenty to say, and so will Raymond Reefer, because still got plenty of deliveries left in this contest to turn it around. But they've got to be mindful, you're only allowed to lose 6 wickets, folks, that's all. Not 10, 6 in the 60. Well, they've might be 3 down, but they could be some good news from the SkyX Mystery fans, is it? Because remember, the SkyX Mystery fan ball, they've called in, they've dialed in, they get the vote. Have they picked this ball, have they? What's this ball, 21? Oh, get on the blower. It has. Let's call in a maximum. Akila, welcome to the 60. Darts one in. And it might be caught, but it doesn't count. Lovely piece of fielding. Is that Drake's? Drake's and Brevis down there, 2 very good athletes indeed.
And feeding off each other in terms of the energy in the field. Previous to this one from Dominic Drakes, Joel Brevis making the brilliant stop. Bang! Off the middle of the bat and flies against the wind into the stand.
SkyX maximum. Hopefully see plenty of those here on final Sunday. Yeah, difficult for Dhananjaya. Turns up with the freebie. Carib cheerleaders know it too. They're loving it. It's warm, it's pleasant, the conditions are great, got the breeze in. It doesn't matter. Yeah, he's smashing against you.
Well, he's on a bit of a comeback. Akila Dhananjaya, suspended from bowling in 2019 by the ICC. His action was once again deemed illegal, and then he was eventually cleared to bowl again in January 2021. So that could scar you as a bowler. But the Sri Lankan international already quite a baptism in this SkyX 60 tournament. First over already conceding 8 runs with 2 deliveries remaining.
very challenging to come into a tournament like this after you mentioned all of that, Darren Ganga. 3 wickets to fall. Lewis the first one. Back live. It's going to be reloaded. One from Dhananjaya. And Jangu, second wicket to go down. Good catch in the end. A bit of a juggle. But Brevis did well.
Oh, well ball. One. Easy.
The third one was a skipper, Robin Powell. Good carom ball, just a little bit of a feather. Beautiful piece of bowling. The flight, the pace, the length was all there. And Powell fell into the trap there. Got nailed. Gone for 5 from 5. Round the wicket here.
Oh, yours this time.
Doesn't muck around. He does get through these overs very quickly, through these deliveries. So ideal stuff from Dhananjaya, given that he threw in a wide there. Head forward, it's 40 for 3.
Yeah, a couple of overs ago I was making the point about the spin being effective in the first game of the day's play. The stats tell us that spinners in previous days, they've taken 16 wickets as against 11 to the seamers in the first match of the day's play. And of course spin with better economy as well, 7.9 as against 10.6. So that's why Evan Lewis has opted for 2 of the 4 overs going to his spinners. Chanras Jagasa getting that important wicket of Rovman Paul. And what we've seen trend-wise, Danny Morrison, is that disparity between spin and pace changes as we go deeper into the evening. Seam tends to dominate as we go further in the day's play. Jeremiah Louis, the new bowler.
So, bit of a shame, isn't it? I know he's moved on in years. You look at this bowling lineup, DG, your captain. It's a shame Chris Gale can't bowl anymore. I mean, he could, but he won't. So, Jeremiah Louis. Not a bad delivery. Maybe a single there. So, the old Brevis, he has been absolutely electric in the field. Close to that run out, almost took a catch, then there's a run out. There it is. Oh yeah, would have been out Jangu there. And then the catch. Oh yeah, presence of mind, the bobble. Heart in your mouth stuff. And then that. Absolutely stunning. Well done, sir. Great effort. So it's about 50 over, T20, 60, T10. Sort of out, and then you get all those skills going right, and then you throw it into test match cricket as well. You can do it all. That skill set, important in any form of the game. So, a lovely straight long off. Long on's pretty straight too for Reefer. Nice change up. Yeah, so many fielders now can be out in the fence and trolling and protecting. There's that bike. DG, what do you think of that bike? You love it, don't you?
Absolutely fitting for a hunk like you, Danny Morrison. Hero hunk.
Close to the chunk. COVID, it's been great.
You can quite easily be the ambassador for that.
Food outlet. Do love the cuisine here. Oh, it's in the air for ages. I thought here from our comm box it might have carried all the way to Chris Gale. Is it Dhananjaya? Just tidies up, but gee, that edge was in the air for a long time. Could have been wicket number 4.
Once again, evidence that if you hit the ball into the pitch, there's something in it for the bowlers. Pace variation quite effective on this surface and in this format.
Well bowled, because Reefer was on the move and preempting and showing the stumps on the leg side. So that's well bowled from Jeremiah Louis. Look at that, just 4 singles from 5 balls. I mean, a superb over, given the context. It's a semi.
He's trying to do is to counter this plan of him bowling wide outside the off stump with a strong offside field. 3 deep fielders offside for Raymond Reefer, and a change for Fabian Allen.
Take one to be happy. So bowler will come across. Yeah, good call. So after 5 overs, it is 45 for 3 now. Now, in terms of the Skyx cash drop, this is all about the fans at the ground, because you can win $500 US during every match of the 60. And if you show off your passion, you get dressed up, some creativity, some excitement around here on the bank, yep, do it, because you could be in with a chance to win $500 US in the Skyx cash drop. Good morning, Stacey and King.
Good morning, Danny Morrison. Dion Bishop. He'll be joining me very soon. This has been good from Patriots. Talawas just 46 from 3 at that half mark. Talawas perspective. I just need to get things going.
Yeah, previously the Tallawahs had been scoring mountain of runs. Got up to the 130s and then the 160s, and then had a loss yesterday. Thought they paced their innings incorrectly yesterday, chasing 109, but now it's about what Fabian Allen, Raymond Reefer, who's among the leading run scorers, can add. Still very difficult, isn't it, Stacey, to know what was a good total batting first. We're seeing a variety of totals first up with bat. Last night was a cracker, 300 runs in 20 overs.
Now, you mentioned that 139 that Talawas scored against Patriots in game 2. Patriots won the toss and decided to field, so almost a carbon copy of what they did in that game. Talawas scored 139 for 6 with just 1 ball remaining. And then Patriots were all out for 84. So again, from a Talawas perspective, they need runs, they need a good target.
Well hit, very well hit by Fabian Allen. A great strength of his as the 50 comes up is that he can hit both sides of the wicket.
Yeah, he scored 45 off 18 against the same opposition. Just seems to be getting in the nick of things now.
And Jansen looking to utilize that full wide line. Occasionally, he's gone into the pitch. There's that wide line, signal the wide, because, and it's telegraphed by the offside field. There's a deep backward point, a deep extra cover, a long off, and now Chris Gayle is hobbling his way across to short third man, the great man, even as the rain spits here at Warner Park. Ground staff are moving like a pack of ants. That's what I mean when Fabian Allen can score both sides of the pitch effectively. Real power generated with that shot.
Yeah, good placement again, and that's the bigger side of the boundaries as well. Backward point had no chance of stopping that. Four overs to go. Talawas 58 for 3.
.29 from 17 for Fabian Allen. Akila Dhananjaya for his second over. With the wind is leg side for Fabian Allen, but it's a bigger side of the ground, and that's why Dhananjaya has gone wide. He's doing what Mark Dwan Jansen tried to do, go wide of the off stump, too wide. Missing leg.
It's so difficult to bowl at these type of players. Raymond Reefer, Fabian Allen.
Catch it. One, Ravi.
They find gaps so easily.
Back up. Well done, Ravi. Go on, Kila. One to one. Well done, buddy.
This was that shout, but just missing, yeah, seemed to be missing leg. And Jaya did say no.
Catch one, Bravi.
One thing I noticed, Stacey and King, is I've been looking at the non-strikers and how they back up. And I was noticing Dewell Brevis, who's very active in the field, when he bats, he's at full stretch. The bat is grounded in the crease, and he's a couple of steps out of the crease at full stretch in an athletic position.
Catch.
Straight down the ground now.
Keeper.
Looks as though it's well stopped by Shilfain Rutherford.
And all those matter. I'm sure that he saved 2 runs. Was swatted. Yeah, good work, Shilfain Rutherford.
That's with the wind, and that's gone for 6. The Sky X6 to Fabian Allen. He is motoring along at a strike rate of 181, 71 for 3.
Yeah, if they continue at this rate, they'll get to that 100, and Fabian Allen knows that. Partnership comes up of 51, but again, once it goes into that wind, just get some help to get another Sky X maximum.
Alex Jordan, hello.
Hello, Ian Bishop. I have found the fabulous ground staff from Warner Park. I'm here with head groundsman, my namesake, Alex Matthew, and Stead Roy. Now, look, it was drizzling just a little bit earlier, and these guys didn't move a muscle. They're a bit like Crocodile Dundee in terms of measuring the weather. How do you know when it's time to run for the rain?
Well, we look at the east the eastern side of the ground, which is just over our right shoulder. And we make an assessment of how heavy the cloud might have been.
Yes.
So then we would recognize, well, if it's that heavy, we need to get closer to the cover.
And the wind too.
And take into consideration the direction in which the wind is blowing also. That a part of it too also.
The wind is taking that for a big Sky X6, I can see. But what about this afternoon for the finals? I want you to give us a projection of the weather today.
Well, presently it is very good. But later in the afternoon, we'll check AccuWeather for that.
Check AccuWeather. Fair enough. Thank you very much, gentlemen. AccuWeather men.
Hard-working ground staff. A lot of kudos to them. Fabian Allen on 44. We'll move to 45. Every game so far, the Jamaica Talawas have scored more than 100 runs. They stand on the cusp of getting there again. They're on the cusp. They only need to lose 3 more wickets, so just a reminder to viewers. Or their innings is over. 6 wickets down, innings over.
Well bowled from Dominic Drakes. Well done from Reefer as well. He's been kept quiet in his 10 balls faced. He's only scored 9 so far, but and a few balls still to come, at least in 3 overs.
Like you compliment the left-handers, I'll compliment the right-handers. I see what you're doing. Again, mishit to perfection. Just one.
Also compliment that ball from Dominic Drakes. He's a southpaw as well.
Said you compliment the left-handers, batter and bowler. I'll stick with Fabian.
And 9 runs coming off his over so far, Dominic Drakes, but he's been exceptional for Patriots.
Going back to when we see Brevis bat and if he spends time at the crease in this 60 deliveries, and I've often said over the years, I want to scratch and scrape every ounce out of every player on the field. And one of the athletic stances of Brevis as he stands at a non-striker's end, I'd like to see a number of our young players mimic and copy that. Because if you give yourself, let's say, a half a foot or a foot extra by being at full stretch of a non-striker's end at delivery, you're not leaving your crease early, but you're at full stretch. That could be the difference between being safe and run out. So all of those little 1%ers are things that I'd love to encourage young regional players. So Terence Hines yesterday standing way off 82 for 3 because he didn't want to get hit by Russell's drive. So this is just a look at the non-striker here. He takes a couple of strides and he leaves the crease early. That's not what I'm encouraging, but when you see Brevis later, you'll see Brevis bat grounded and 2 or 3 strides down the crease and waiting until the ball is released. He's looking at the bowler there, but he's standing very upright. I want to see him in a more athletic position, ready to take off at the shotgun as this young kid does. Not saying he's a better batter or not.
Yes, it just puts you in a ready position by being slightly crouched. Just to transfer weight onto that front foot to push off the run.
Spoken like someone who just came from the Commonwealth Games and all that athletics that you've been watching for the past few weeks. 100-meter sprint. Missed everything. They get back for 2, assuming buys. Yes, buys signaled.
Jagasa has kept things quiet. He's picked up 1 wicket. That of Rovman Powell. And a stumping opportunity as well.
Catch it.
Not hit it well enough. Not hit it well enough. Dropped. You should not be dropping that. You should really not be putting that down, Spiceman.
Yeah, again, trying to hit into the wind, but didn't get all of it. It's just too easy. That's a sitter. So that's 2 chances created in this over from John Ross Jagasa. 2 wicket-taking chances.
Fabian tees off again, and 50 for this fantastically talented young Jamaican batter. What a ball striker he is. And a little hello to his young one back at home.
Very nice celebration. How often have we seen these? That's what tends to happen. You create chances, they go, then you get hit.
Catch it behind our media centre. Fabian Allen, another Sky X6. Shafin Rutherford knows about that. He can only watch.
15 already coming from this over. Sky X6, number 139 in the 60. But I love the stride. The stride is what really matters from Fabian Allen here. Good connection.
High 50s in the tournament, 3 by Jamaica Talawas batters. And another one, and another one. Fabian Allen is flexing here at Warner Park. 100 comes up every time they've batted this tournament. The Talawas, they've gotten past 100.
We said they need to start getting going. They lost those 3 wickets in that first 5 overs. But they are just accelerating now.
Have another one. 4 in a row for fantastic Fabian. Tearing into a franchise he played for last season. 109 for 3.
Yeah, we saw some of that power hitting last night, but 4 sixes, back-to-back 6s. Ends that over with 27 from it. Where do you bowl to these guys with these big bats?
It's a good point. And that has been a topic of discussion, isn't it, Stacey? And you know better than most. Is it the bats? Is it the training, the physical training that players do now, male and female? Is it the hitting improvements, the biomechanics of hitting? I think it's a matter of all 3. Bats are better, players are stronger, and the mechanics of hitting has become a science. They're all playing for this trophy. Jeremiah Louis. Yeah, wide signal. So, you know, I'm filled with a little hole in my heart because Fabian Allen is not available for international selection for the near future. And that, well, he knows what his needs are more than most, but he is a superbly talented young cricketer who's getting to the prime of his career. Standing on off stump. He would easily have gotten 2 there, but Reefer would have been in trouble.
And particularly in this format. think there's a number of players, including himself, Fabian Allen, they've really stood out. They've stood out with their batting, they've stood out with their fielding. And just that celebration again.
Got a young family growing up, so he's got his own priorities, and I appreciate that. Lights on, that's the end of Reefer, dismissed for the first time in the Sky X60. And another part of the equation is Fabian Allen doesn't get to go on strike for the moment. They're checking for a no ball.
Ball before that, you did mention that there was an opportunity to take 2. He's all right. He's a little bit just behind that line. A good ball from Louis. Hasn't been very expensive. It's only gone for 6 off his 1.2. Marifa goes for 10. Talawas 1-1-1 for 4. Shamar Springer. Let's have a look at where he's standing to face his first ball. Well, again, just trying to get closer to open up that offside, Shamar Springer. Now, this was the wicket of Raymond Reefer. But prior to that, he refused taking this second run. Should have meant he wouldn't have been on strike for this to happen.
Fabian is now. And Fabian says, thank you. Can they stop that down the ground? No, they can't. This has been some knock from Fabian. He's been fantastic as usual. And you'll see him in the field with his excellence later.
Well, he had me bracing for Louis. Just the power in which he drove that back. Yeah, safeguard self.
He stops that one. Dot ball is like gold right here right now. But Fabian Allen is now the highest individual scorer in this tournament in terms of one innings. He's now the leading run scorer in the tournament too. Important time. Whether this total is enough, time will tell, but he's been superb. Another Jamaican who now plays for TKR, Dre Russ, surpassed. Last ball is gone the distance. This is impressive from Fabian Allen. Dewell Brevis is standing down there with his hands on his head. He doesn't know where it's disappeared to. 122 for 4. Fabian Allen 82 not out.
I think he didn't know exactly where it went. Brevis, he stood there with his hands just over his head, thinking that it was coming to him. Oh, Brevis, it's gone, it's going, and it just went.
You would know about him as well. What a fantastic young man, as much as a fantastically talented cricketer, a wonderful young person. Fabian Allen. Applause from Rutherford to his men. Now it's his turn to try to light up this Warner Park venue as he did last night.
Yeah, he scored that fastest 50 of the 60. 50 coming up in just 15 balls, Shafiq Rutherford. There he is, Fabian Allen. He stands out with that 82 of 33. 12 extras, but good to get Jamaica Talawas on 122. Just 4 wickets down.
Bowlers started off solidly, but they took some pummeling towards the end. The last 2 overs going for 40. 1 wicket each for Jansen. Drakes with 1 for 15. Louis 1 for 17. And Jagisa 1 for 35. 122 for 4. I think Naomi Cowan will enjoy this interview specifically.
Vish, don't want to be biased, but you know I will enjoy this interview. Fabian, you just finished off with a beautiful 6, put 82 runs on the board. How did the conditions at Warner Park lend to your success this morning?
To be honest, condition is pretty good. It's bright and sunny. So I just go out there and try to execute. Losing the early wicket up top, and I just decided to take the risk.
And truthfully, the Talawas have really made a mark in the 60 so far. Would you say it's the energy, the fun, the relaxation of this style, the T10 that has loaned to that?
To be honest, it's a fast game. Everyone have to think fast. To be honest, and in the dressing room we talk about positivity, so we just bring that in the game.
All right, and up on the board we have 122 runs for Patriots to chase. What do you think will happen in the second innings?
To be honest, the runs on the board are just the bowler that have to go there and try to defend it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, Jamaica has done their part. Can Patriots chase this down? Well, join us in a few and we'll see. 123 is needed off just 60 balls.
Semi-final one on its way. And we've already been entertained by these two teams, the Talawas and the Patriots, battling it out for a spot in the final. Entertainment galore, and we've seen fireworks from Fabian Allen with the bat. He was quite destructive, came to the crease in the second over with the loss of Amir Django, and the situation never overawed him. Went about the business of scoring runs, and that acceleration coming at the right time to the back end of the innings took the attack to John Ross Jagasa in one particular over. Finished with 9 sixes. Of course, the highest individual score so far in the competition, and he is at the top in the Dream 11 top players of this semi-final one. 129 points so far. By virtue of that knock, he also lead the aggregate runs in this competition. 138. Second to Amir Django. Raymond Reefer also on that list. Corbin Bosch of the Barbados Royals will feature in that second semi-final game. ...117 of those runs accumulated by Fabian Allen, coming against his former team, the Patriots. 45 and 82. How impressed were you, Murali Kartik, with that knock from the man on screen?
Afternoon, everyone. Darren, you nailed it when you said that he wasn't overawed by the situation, wasn't fazed by it. And you look at what the Patriots did. They were in control. You take his innings away and they would say that, oh, we had a great bowling time. So that's what Fabian Allen managed to do and get them to more than respectable total. It's going to be a tough total to overhaul. 123 is never easy, and that too on a wicket like that, which is stopping. So all the more special that innings. He was extremely severe on poor John Ross Jagasa.
Just to remind you, we're here at Warner Park in the beautiful Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Two islands nestled between the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, and the people, the culture, the vibe, so beautiful to experience. Hosting this Hero CPL, and it provides for a lot more than just the cricket. So blessed to be in this part of the world. Murali Kartik alongside me as we look to this run chase. What's going to be crucial for the Patriots to get the better of this Talawas team and find a spot in the final.
Darren, I've been maintaining this for the last few games. It's the opening of the top three which is crucial. They've got two very fine players in Sherfain Rutherford and someone like Deval Bravis who can take the attack to the opposition, but it needs to be set up by that man on your screen, Andre Fletcher. He had a good game last night. And Evan Lewis is crucial because he's a six-hitter. He's so dynamic, and also I just get the feeling that maybe as a captain or maybe in the top three, he's trying to get too ahead of himself. That's not the Evan Lewis we've seen before. So his innings today is crucial if they have to get over the line.
Chris Green will open the bowling. Right arm off spin. Andre Fletcher had a good 33 from 15 last night against Trinbago Knight Riders. Off the mark straight away, and you can say that this Patriots seemed to have been well primed for this run chase. Well, 3 runs shy of the target score set by the Knight Riders. Knight Riders, of course, scoring 155. Patriots getting to 152.
Yeah, there was some stupendous hitting on show last night. We thought at one stage no chance for the Patriots, but the way Sherfane Rutherford, initially the Spiceman, and then even Dominic Drake's, some clean hitting, and just to lose by 4 runs. That was just an exceptional run chase last night.
Lewis gets hold of this one, a wayward delivery from Green. It was there for the taking, and the captain of the Patriots needed no invitation.
Yeah, as a non-striker, if I was Andre Fletcher, I would just be asking Evan Lewis to be there at the crease. He's such a dangerous player. He hits odd parts of the ground, makes it very difficult for a bowler to bowl to him. Just needs to be there.
The SkyX maximum.
Oh, Greeny.
Patriots need just one more to unlock that 3rd power play over. I also think that impact that we saw from Fabian Allen had a lot to do with when he came to bat in the innings. You want those X-factor players to come early in an innings. Looking at this Patriots team and what we've seen before, Chris Gayle bats at number 3. Not quite sure that's the right position for him, especially when you have the likes of Joel Brevis, Sherfane Rutherford in this batting lineup. Quick single.
Yeah, we wouldn't have thought of a time where we would be saying that, isn't it? Especially for the man who's been an absolute legend of the game across all formats. And I always said this, I've always maintained this. In the modern day game, there are certain batters who put the fear of life in a bowler. He's one of them. Definitely has been one of them for a long period of time. One of the hardest hitters off the cricket ball. Biggest 6 hitters.
Chance going a begging. Not able to hold on the wicketkeeper Amir Django. Extra bounce, the chance of a stumping.
A smart bowling from Chris Green. Saw him coming, actually banged it short. Took everyone by surprise there.
Pays a heavy price. Jamaica Talawas didn't take the opportunity, and Fletcher capitalizes on it. End of the first, 13 without loss.
He likes creating room, does Andre Fletcher at this time. Backs away. He knew that the offside field was sparse and he could find the gap. Smart from the Spiceman.
There's no disputing the quality of Chris Gayle. I also believe that in this format of the game, you must put a higher weighting on form and what you see from your complement of players within your team, and more so, with this being a semi-final match, you don't want to stutter in this run chase and give the opposition any opening. There he is, the universe boss. So that extra bounce worked to good effect when the Patriots bowl. When Jansen used it and got that important first wicket.
Yeah, like in any other format, I think dot balls are at a premium here. As a bowler, if you want to bowl them, and as a batter, you want to avoid it. Yes, everyone is shaping up for a big shot, but if you don't get a ball which can be hit, I think it's important to turn singles over.
Good response from Pretorius. Saw Andre Fletcher advancing, went short, kept a straight line. Another dot in the over. Two fielders out, deep point, deep square leg, so a couple options for the bowler in terms of line. That's beautiful. That's the shot he was looking for in the previous delivery. He nails it in this, the third delivery of the over.
Second time lucky. Running down the track. Had some extra bounce which he missed. The previous delivery. Perfect. In perfect position to play that shot.
Still no second 6. Sky X6, number 2 required for the Patriots to have a third power play over. Maybe get closer to that beauty on screen. The Universe Boss Trophy. Communication here with Rovman Paul and Pretorius. So important for captains to stay at the pulse of what is happening. Two deliveries to close the over out. Just be thinking containment. Don't allow the opposition to hit another 6. Good so far. Was there a chance at the non-striker's end for the run out? We'll have to look at that again.
He was on the back foot after playing that shot, Evan Lewis, and he responded to Andre Fletcher's call. I'm pretty sure Nicholson Gordon, had he got that direct hit, it would have been a close affair. Getting hit and then not knowing whether to take a single. Just look at what Andre Fletcher did. He had already taken off.
One delivery remaining in the over, one delivery remaining in the power play phase. Can Fletcher hit a Sky X6? Would have been out, yep. He doesn't. Brilliant stuff from the bowler Pretorius. Only 6 runs conceded after 2. 20 without loss. So the Talawas achieving one of their objectives, not allowing the opposition to unlock a third power play over. Fabian Allen was quite superb, 82 from 33. Can someone in this Patriots side play a similar innings?
You spoke about the benefits of sending your better players or informed players in a format like this. We saw Andre Russell after the first game, KKR recognizing that he is our X factor, and the kind of innings he played. Sherfane Rutherford has been one of the cleanest strikers in this competition and a most consistent striker. So maybe should be thinking. Nicholson Gordon bustles in, bit of a golden arm, seems to create wickets.
Picked up 2 wickets for the Talawas against the Barbados Royals. Nicholson Gordon 2 for 18, and then in the first game against this set opposition, 2 for 16. Sounded really good. Evan Lewis is such a strong stroke maker. Flies all the way for Sky X6.
Yeah, yesterday and even today the wickets had have been slightly on the slower side. So if you bang it short, it sits up. And if you bang it too short, then there's all the time for a batter to play a shot like that. Oh, it went a long way.
Of course, this being a Super Sunday, and it's a massive day in the context of this Sky X 60 tournament. 2 semi-finals first up, then the 2 finals, women's final with the Knight Riders and the Royals, and we'll wait and see who are the 2 teams in that men's final. Another mouth-watering contest in store for you in the second game. Barbados Royals will take on the Trinbago Knight Riders. Evan Lewis, one of the very best at the top of the innings. And he's so good because he doesn't really have a deficiency in his game. He's a strong power player, can hit the ball down the ground when it's pitched up, and he's also equally good off short deliveries through the onside, through the offside. Oftentimes you find power players who use that bottom hand deficient in cutting the ball. Not the case with Evan Lewis. Goes straight.
Bit of a fumble, and Andre Fletcher was quick to bound back for the second round. And I, as a bowler, I look at it slightly differently. When I look at people like Evan Lewis or Tilakaratne Dilshan, these are batters who actually irritate a bowler. You know, the reason why I say that is they don't hit the conventional shots. They don't hit where you expect them to hit you. They hit odd parts of the boundary, and it's an irritant as a bowler. That's exactly what Evan Lewis does. He's got an open face. Suddenly you think that he's going to flay you through the offside, and he hits shots like that, or through cover somewhere where you don't expect him to hit. And when he stays there, that's exactly what I felt, that as a captain sometimes he was, possibly in the last 2 games, I felt that he was under pressure to play too many shots. He doesn't have to. He's such a strong player. He just needs to be there, and he'll create shots.
That was in his hitting arc. Evan Lewis just had to swing into that delivery.
We've had 3 deliveries, 2 balls being changed. Can we leave it with the umpire, please?
We can. Just staying with Evan Lewis, when he just started playing first-class cricket and international cricket, he was quite deficient to the spinners. That sweep shot wasn't a shot that he played, and over the years he's developed that aspect of his game. And it's a lesson for all cricketers who play this, the shortest format of the game. You've got to constantly keep improving and building upon your skill set as a batter.
Yeah, that's a very important part of the learning curve, a part of your improvement curve, because everyone has deficiencies, everybody has their own areas of strength as well. So it's the ability to recognize not only your strengths but also the ability to recognize your weakness and having the right person who can help you overcome it. Yeah, a few wides and a few sixes. That's how this over has panned out from Nicholson Gordon. You see so many players around world cricket, because world cricket is such that news travels fast. There are so many analysts, there are so many people scrutinizing your game, so it's very important that you're constantly evolving. There's 2.1, 2.2, Darren Ganga 2.3, 2.4.
Yeah, just erring on the offside, and you could understand why. There is a deep point, there is a deep cover, there is a long off. So that field is directing Gordon to stay wide of off stump. This is what he's been searching for. The plan has worked. Evan Lewis chasing a wide one, finding Pretorius, and the first wicket comes for the Talawas.
Yeah, at the start of the over, Darren, when Nicholson Gordon started bowling, just mentioned that he's got this funny knack of creating a wicket. You see deliveries like those wides, one might get irritated, and then suddenly he bowls a delivery which gets you a wicket. Good catch in the end. We saw Andre Fletcher dropping a similar one in a similar area, but the skipper has to go. Goes for 21. It's 38 for 1.
No Chris Gayle, Shafin Rutherford, the new batter at number 3. Chris Gayle opened in that first game for the Patriots, then he batted at number 3. Now a change in the order, and this is the right move in my estimation. Just following this wide one, so again Nicholson Gordon just enticing the batters outside the off stump, and quite rightly so, bowling to his field.
Yeah, you have to love this man, energetic Nicholson Gordon. So many wides, and suddenly he bowls a delivery. Every game he's managed to create wickets, Darren.
Swung away on the side, he should get 4. Positive start for Shafin Rutherford.
Yeah, not happy with himself because he's been hitting sixes. Short. Plays a shot because he knew there was nobody there. Just look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 deliveries so far.
And 23 runs conceded.
Make it 10. 10 deliveries bowled. It's been a long over.
Indeed. They might need to take a look at the time.
Or maybe look at the plan too.
Of course, you can get involved. The SkyX Mystery Fan Ball vote. Get on that CPL 60 chat app and vote for the SkyX Mystery Fan Ball for all future games beyond this one too. High in the air, catch taken. Taken initially, but then dropped. That's quite disappointing for the Talawas.
Yeah, a big part of us feels that these catches should be taken, Darren, but you know that these are toughies because there is a lot of wind blowing. You circle underneath, you feel you've got it, you've missed it. Your hands are not in the right place at the right time. And as a bowler, you feel frustrated. As a team, you feel frustrated. Nicholson Gordon creating another chance there.
Well, Raymond Rifa himself was dropped when he was batting. Didn't really make the Patriots pay for it. Well, Shafin Rutherford. And that opportunity be a costly chance for the Talawas. Shamar Springer, the new bowler. Up and away. Goes long. Goes mighty. That's a Sky X maximum that brings up 50 for the Patriots.
Darren, that's just an outstanding shot. How does he manage to hit that? Yes, he backs away, trying to create room. Andre Fletcher. Oh, up and over. Definitely would have enjoyed it. You can see expressions on his face when he doesn't hit a clean shot.
And again, 6 more. That's a glorious shot by Andre Fletcher. Some collateral damage as well to a spectator.
Mr. Fletcher will have to go and apologize, as they do in golf. An errant drive, somebody gets hit, they go and apologize, but that's a clean hit.
Placed everything on that swing. Andre Fletcher, hope she's okay. She was jumping and celebrating. She wouldn't mind. She's wearing a Patriots top, so there's loyalty there.
What will he have to do? A signed glove, maybe? As an apology?
Or an ice pack from the physiotherapist? Using his feet, as we've seen previously from Andre Fletcher, anticipating the length being fuller. Shamar Springer staying on the short side.
Yeah, 2 sixes hit in this over. I understand the need to hit the third one, and you're a bit of a stat nerd, Darren. Accepted dot ball percentage in T10 cricket? What should it be?
Club at onside, maybe 10-15%. Again,
I'll give you something. On an average in this competition, it's been 34%. Jamaica 30% dot balls. Patriots slightly higher, 32. Bit too much, isn't it?
I guess. And again, it's about pushing yourself to become better with every experience. This format, of course, focuses a lot on your power play, your ability to hit boundaries.
Yeah, catching, and we've spoken about the wind blows left to right when we're sitting in the comm box, which means when you hit with the wind and when you hit against the wind. This is the first one. Just look at where Mikael Pretorius has taken it. It looks like a comfortable catch. The wind actually holds the ball. We saw the Spiceman drop one. It was in slow motion. And then we saw the Sherfin Rutherford drop. Again, you look at where his hands were, and ultimately what happened. He completely missed it.
Trying to sneak a run, these two. Ball was dead, so no run should be added to the score. That should be rectified. End of the 4th over, 58 for 1. Just confirmation that that's a decision from the umpires too. And you make a very good point there, Murali Kartik, because of the strong wind blowing to the western side of this ground. As a fielder, it's important if you have the opportunity to get to a side-on position, which allows you to make the adjustment left or right. If that wind is strong and the ball is going against the wind, that drop zone will be a lot closer to the pitch, and vice versa. If you're on the western side, it'll be further from the pitch. So those are the little things that fielders must have at the back of their minds. He's got one thing on his mind, Sherfin Rutherford. That's hitting Sky X maximums. He did it very well last night, and once again, he's showing his value.
Yeah, it's for this very reason that he's in at number 3, Sherfin Rutherford. His hitting has been exceptional right through the tournament. Extremely consistent, extremely clean. I was was just an aberration that he actually didn't time the previous one, which was dropped by Raymond Reifer, but he's back with his act.
Rovman Paul just imparting a few words of advice, maybe building confidence in the young man. He's opted for him bowling back-to-back overs.
Also to that point that you were making about catching, where there's such a strong breeze, it also depends how the ball's coming. If it's a parabola, it's still falling ahead of you, and if it goes vertically up, then as a fielder running in, it's always leaving you, it's always going ahead of you. So it's very difficult to put yourself in a situation where you're in a comfortable situation. It's also swirling at the same time. So they look simple, but they actually aren't.
Offside line, another opportunity for a wicket, and it's a very good catch. Patriots, the fielder once again. Gordon, the bowler, almost identical to the last wicket, that of Evan Lewis.
Yeah, as a bowler, you feel you've got your man finally. Should have got him in the previous over. Again, trying to actually carve this and hit hard on the offside. Never easy against the breeze. Didn't get enough of it. Sherfain Rutherford goes for a quick fire 11, 64 for 2, the Patriots.
Joel Brevis, new batter for the Patriots. He's an exciting player, not on strike though. Andre Fletcher, the right-hander, will be on strike. Now what impact can he have? Plans must change. Bowling to the right-hander. And there it is, the signal for the SkyX mystery fan ball. Andre Fletcher will be a happy man. Not quite sure he will be feeling the same way. Swung hard and gets 6. SkyX maximum once again for Andre Fletcher. Helpful in this run chase.
It's amazing what Nicholson Gordon does, isn't it? He goes for runs, but in every game he's picked up a couple of wickets. This one, straying into his pads. Help me ball. Went flat. Over fine leg. And the free hit has been utilized properly.
And so conditioned to bowling to the left-handers wide outside the off-stump. That previous delivery way down the leg side. A virtual free hit for Fletcher. Free hit on both counts. Mystery fan ball count. And by virtue of the delivery itself. Just reaching for it. It can be frustrating at times with a bowler bowling wide outside the off-stump. You're not being able to reach it properly as a batter.
Is that part of the plan too? To bowl 10 deliveries, frustrate the batsman and then bowl one and then get a wicket?
Seems as though that's the plan. And the plan has worked on 2 counts. Evan Lewis and Shafin Rutherford. Couple of runs off the fumble. First time in the tournament, a Sky X6 being struck off the mystery fan ball. That's by the Patriots. Last ball of the over. Quiet end to the over, just a single. 16 runs coming from it, 74 for 2. We were talking about the importance of having clear plans to certain batters. Evidence of that, of course, with Nicholson Gordon bowling outside the off stump. Wonderful example for bowlers and for teams. He wasn't afraid to err wide outside the off stump, but when he got it right, he got the reward. Wicket of Evan Lewis, well supported by Pretorius. Shafin Rutherford fell in a similar manner.
More Pretorius up against his countrymen. So this is the beauty of franchise cricket, as we can all appreciate, that playing against some of your countrymen from where you domicile, where you were born, and who you play for internationally. So Brevis, who's just got out there, has joined the Spiceman. 122 for 4, courtesy of Fabian Allen, who was quite fantastic. 82 not out. Smart bowling this from Pretorius, really is lovely. Change of pace, change of ends, and again the state of the pitch a little bit different when you bowl from the centre. It tends to be a lot more devoid of grass. Just the nature of the square here. See that dies away, I love it. Not only about pace and Yorkers and bumpers and India halfway down. Lovely subtle change from Miguel Pretorius. We went Yorker, and it might yet cost him. Yeah, it has. Bish, don't want to get your Yorker wrong, big guy.
Now, there's good cricket, I think, on all counts there, because Pretorius saw Fletcher coming across the stumps, coming outside the off stump, and therefore tried to go Yorker at middle and leg. But the power that Fletcher was able to generate off the very bottom of the bat here was fantastic. No chance for Shamar Springer, the fielder. I know he feels pain by that, but that flew down there.
Yeah, once again I'm going to mention the breeze, because it is going to that side, and that's the challenge Pretorius and bowlers do now have, having swapped ends from the media end versus the city end.
All the way for 6. Caught out there by Shilfane Rutherford. A Sky X6 for Fletcher.
Great stuff, Spicy. Loving you from up here in terms of entertainment value and what he brings to the table. And he's moved from one of the other Saints, St Lucia, now to the St Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Tried to get that bouncer a little bit higher, I reckon. Pretorius just a bit more height and about badge high, maybe even fractionally more, top of the helmet.
Yeah, we go back. So sitting there watching Fletcher, knowing Fletcher over the years, My preference is to go short at him. Not so much from this end, because he's hitting there with the wind, which just carried it. But I thought from the other end they would have gone short at him. He loves that front foot press. Get him to hook and pull into the wind. It's a little bit more dangerous hitting that side, even though it's bigger, leg side. Dangerous for the bowler batters. Really good at striking the ball off the front foot. 26 for 2, and they're in the driver's seat though, the Patriots. Just a little bit more than 9 and over required, and been watching the Patriots, the St. Kitts flags bouncing up and down on the grass banks over there for the final later on today.
We're preempting that, aren't we, Ian Bishop? Understandably. Fabian Allen, Dream 11, the top players. And geez, fabulous. 9 maximums. Superman, a la Andre Russell, hit 8. Of course, Rutherford hit 7. So we're getting entertainment value here, Bish, no doubt. We all keep going about the breeze, and I know there's small pockets here, and this ground just simply isn't big enough. But that's the beauty of it. The intimacy and how small it is, and you've got fans on the bank, and yet the guys on stilts, the masquerade dancers, everyone dressing up, the swimming pool they'll have to cope with a little later on. Wonderful venue.
Marquino Mindley, and he's just trying to use every little advantage that the wind will offer him to de-wall Brevis.
Now Pretorius, and looking at him, bowls a good Yorker. Darren Ganger was asking me a little earlier on in the tournament how difficult it is and why perhaps not go to it so soon. Well, for a start, it is a difficult delivery, but also your body. Very demanding for a quick bowler on the body. It's almost a slow Yorker there. I like that. From Mindley. Saw that over the years from Bish, from Lasith Malinga. We know about his slingy, unique action, but he would bowl a slower Yorker. He'd bowl a quick Yorker, standard, but he'd bowl different gears of Yorkers because he wanted it to just dip on you, just to drop on you. Much like an off-spinner does, getting revs over the top of the ball. Malinga was a master at that. So I don't mind here young Mindley. Not the tallest going around, but if you can bowl good Yorkers, good changes of pace, and a good bumper.
That's gone again with the wind, and the stilt man went for it. That could be dangerous. Health and safety requirements there, but again, close to Fletcher. He's very good.
Yeah, health and safety for sure. When I look at this, what Mindley was trying to do, was he trying to go Yorker, or was he thinking about length ball? You don't want to go length, and you don't want to miss your Yorker against Spiceman because of everything that Ian Bishop has just mentioned. That wonderful press, so strong with those wrists and the flick, and he's flicking with the breeze.
Fabian's daring them to run, daring them to run.
Beautiful thing about it, he's having a smile on his dial doing it. He's running and looking back at Fletcher going, come on Spicy, I dare you. What a guy to have patrolling the fence. Can't help harping back to that one in CPL in Florida there. He got airborne. It's probably one of the greatest catches ever seen.
Straight in and held by Raymond Reefer, who dropped one earlier in the innings. Marquino Mindley strikes.
Shame for Brevis because he got all of it and some. So clean, but he's the only man in front of square on the offside. Incredible, he's picked him out. And Reefer's struggling a bit here. Might have got his finger in just a poor position, but look at it go. Whistles off like a tracer bullet. And that is humming big time. Yes, it's a wicket to the bowler, but there's a bit of fortune about it because Brevis, who was so explosive and so exciting, goes for just 5, and now the Patriots are 95 for 3 here.
Everyone hopes that Raymond Reefer is okay. I think he might be. Is he leaving the field, or is he going to have a word with his captain as Chris Gale has made his way to the middle? 28 required from 20. And on the other side, I think Reefer's gone off the field or going. Left thumb, and that's quite critical to his bowling. So as you look towards Hero CPL, you hope that he will be okay. Quick single for Chris.
Same with the chuckle, I know. Yeah, the big man was never fond of too many quick singles. Didn't have to, really. Kept making it disappear over the fence and out of the ballpark. But now, turning 43 and certainly in the twilight, and the ambassador of the Sky X60. A few wides, few extras, and looking at the timer, that the Jamaica Tallawahs are under the pump to lose a fielder. Of course, if you're behind that, it gets deemed by the umpires the last over, the 10th, then you can lose a play and you're down to 10 men. So that's, yeah, it could be valuable in the scenario, given that Gale is quite as sprightly and as sharp as he once was. We will appreciate that, but running between wickets, you lose another player. Swing and a miss. There's certainly a bit of baseball fury here. Nothing to it. 26 off 18 now. 7 done. 97 for 3.
Wicket of D-World Brevis. Started out with a quick fire 20, I think, or 20 or 30 in the tournament, but runs have evaded him since, and he's taken a casualty with him in Reefer, who's been outstanding in the tournament with bat and ball. But won't be bowling this game. Shamar Springer 1 for 11 of a solitary over previously.
Now, we just mentioned Yorkers, and that's bang on. If you're going to get it there. Whether it tails in a little bit for you, that's great. Hones in on the stumps. Superb, given if you rip a few out. But if you're slightly off, saw that before, with young Mindley, disappeared over mid-wicket a long, long way. So this is big. This is the 8th. They're going about penultimate overs and everything. But this moment here in the semi-final is big for Springer and the JTs. Well, he's happy to do this. This is Chris Gale. Understandably, give the strike back to the man who is set and going.
Had another winner of the Sky X cash drop, $500 US. Congratulations to you, man. Worth coming out here on a Sunday morning. A little bonus win. Fletcher on strike, he's on 44. He will move to 48. The 100 comes up, and it means that there's 20 more to get for the Patriots to advance to this afternoon's final from 15 deliveries.
Fine player, Andre Fletcher, and particularly in this form of the game, the white ball T10, T20, striking at 200, but can Springer springs a little surprise here? Can he knock over the Spice Man? Can he create a few jitters for the Patriots?
4 more and a half century to Andre Fletcher. He switched franchises this year, moving from the St. Lucia franchise and having an impact in the Sky X60.
And I just appreciate the bowler's reaction here, because he hung his head back and looked to the heavens, because he wasn't that far away from being a cracking delivery that could have got under the blade. As it was just a full toss. Just. It's gone for 4. Cost him. Yeah, he's a specialist, it seems to me. He's going all Yorker. But that previous one where Spicy brought up his half century wasn't that far away. Yeah, it's gone for 4 as well. That's what's frustrating and galling for him. But it wasn't that far. A really cracking Yorker that would hit the base of the stumps. And he follows up with another good one. Another one. That's what he's been dealing in. But it's been hard to stop this momentum of Fletcher. Look at that, 11 off the 8th. It's 108 for 3 now. 15 required off a dozen. And Fletcher's been in a bit of a hurry of late. 5 4s, 4 6s. King Kurt. He's here. It's always good to see ex-players from that era, where a lot of us poor fellows from different parts of the world used to get run over by a certain trio of chaps. Walsh is in the house, Ambrose is in the house, and so's Bishop. They're all here, those killers from the 90s. Speaking of killers now in the 21st century, Andre Fletcher, just outstanding with the hands. Look at the pace of the hands through the ball. Poof. He's obviously looking for another new bat sponsor, but he is just such a joy to watch in white ball cricket. Ish, one of your faves? Spice Man.
Yeah, man. I love Andre. Whenever you speak to him, he's very pleasant in conversation. He can be the life of the party with his teammates. Generally, though, in public, very soft-spoken, very mellow, very respectful. Have a lot of time for the people from next door to Trinidad and Tobago as well. The island of Grenada, special connection. And Andre, always wish Andre all the very, very best. Captain them St. Lucia franchise in the final last year, didn't he? Yeah. Right here.
Yeah, it's interesting he's moved, isn't it? Because he felt a little bit, well, strengthened in terms of coming to somewhere else, but it was against his old team now. Yeah, St. Lucia and St. Kitts and the two Saints in the final, and frustrating, but just trying to think, the last time I was in Grenada, Bishop, I was with you in 2014. New Zealand, there was a tour there prior to the CPL, but New Zealand toured, and it was the start of the CPL, wasn't there? In Grenada. And it really is a gorgeous part of the world, as you say. 15 off 10, the Universe boss is on strike. He's up against JJ, Joshua James. They're going to lose a fielder. That's the word through, I think. And over the time, and so they're going to be down to 10 men going into the last over should they need it. Spiceman may have other ideas here in the 9th. 14 from 9.
Yeah, challenge. We talked about Grenada. We come down a little bit to the island of Tobago, part of the twin island state of Trinidad and Tobago, and he's from there. Mason Hall Cricket Club is where he learnt his cricket coming through the system. This is going to be a challenge here. He's just received some advice from Captain Powell. With 14 required from 9, Fletcher will be looking for a boundary. Just looking down here, but change in field. Fletcher's been coming across his off stump early to try to negate the wide Yorker. Will he go wide? Does go wide, and Fabian Allen comes for it. Fletcher says no to the big man. He says, no, Christopher, I am more capable of finishing this than you are. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? Big smile of Fletch and Chris Gale. Yeah, that's length. That's dangerous. not even just to the Spiceman, but any top order player in this format. So James, be another chat with Rodman Powell. And looking at this field, Bish, I'm in agreement. Got to be fullish or definitely wide of off stump because it's stacked there over on that wind side.
Now they will run. I never thought the man who has defined the shortest format of the game previously, he has been the face of the newest sibling of the game for so many years, and you don't give him strike.
Bizarre.
Over 1,000 sixes in T20, more centuries than anyone else. And we've seen Father Time say, hold on, Christopher.
Now he's now got to get a single, because if he wants that strike back, Fletch, he's going to have to.
They lose a fielder in the last over. 13 required. Come on, Chris, flex your muscle and show Fletcher up. Turn back the hands of time. Yes, Christopher! Yes, Christopher! Andre Fletcher, you take that! 116 for 3, 7 required from the last over.
Oh, right on cue. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it spicy. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And so script written for Christopher Henry Gale, alias the boss. Even into the breeze, just too easy. And again, you'd have to feel for Josh James. It's length. It's right up there in that slot, in that arc for Chris Gale and co. Anyone, really. And it's almost gone into the swimming pool. Oh, brilliant.
Trinidad, we call those stilt men mokojumbis. Someone is going to be punished here. Rodman Powell is getting the news that there's a red card. Who's been sent off? I like this innovation.
Fish, I'm asking, what about two players? So you got an onside and an offside. Send two. Send two from the field. You're going to muck around. Cut it down. Get it down to 9 players. Yeah, if you're behind the over 8, and that's deemed for the umpires and match referee, the whole scenario with the officials, then in the last over, the 10th over, the fielding side will lose a fielder. Some of us are saying, well, let's go a bit further. Let's make it 2 fielders. Take one from the off and one from the on and see you later.
You're on your own with that one. 5 fielders, though, still on the boundary. Only 3 inside the circle. So it's just a runner ball required. Just a little more than that. 1 point. Chris Green. Can he prize out a couple of wickets?
Certain amount of pressure, just a little bit for Gale. Knows front and centre. He's the ambassador of the Sixers. Dearly love to finish this very quickly.
Down the ground. And stopped by Mackenzie.
Oh, geez, it was there, though. It was that sort of one back in the heyday a little bit. No, not that long ago either, but just would have pumped that past our head. Would have gone over our heads. Easy. Yeah, that sort of length, so dangerous to Chris Gale. Of course, he's not playing that much anymore, and you do lose a bit of sharpness. You're not quite playing enough cricket, and your timing and all of those things, as you can appreciate, it's not quite the same anymore. But now, Green, less a fielder, having a large discussion with Rodman. He's saying, the umps are saying, come on, need to get on with this and finish this contest, because don't be selfish, chaps. There's another 3 other games to go today.
How do you think Andre will approach this? Is it dink and run, or is it let me try to get a boundary?
Come run.
Deep mid-wicket, deep straight mid-wicket, long on, long off, and deep extra cover.
Go.
6 required from 5. Tense grip on the bat handle. And game over. Andre Fletcher, the Spiceman. The highest successful run chase of this Sky X60. And St. Kitts and Nevis can celebrate. I think Grenada will be celebrating with the Spiceman. A win by 7 wickets. They're into the final of the Sky X60.
Now Fletch, we're ripping it to shreds up here as well. They're cutting loose on the boundary and they're loving it. Simon Helmut. Oh, won it last year, the Hero CPL against St. Lucia, and now he's into another final. Simon Helmut and his backroom staff, courtesy of a man that was with St. Lucia, the skipper. Now, Andre Fletcher with the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots here in 2022 to get them up and over in the inaugural Sky X60 with some wonderful batting, some really mature, sensible stuff mixed in with some fireworks. And Gale played his part as well, the ambassador of it. And aren't they pleased as a franchise? Look at the smiles, what it means. This tournament leading into the Hero CPL next week bodes well massively for those having more time in the middle in the Sky X60. There it is. Oh, yes. Got all of it and some. Almost by the flag. How patriotic could that be? Sorry, Chris Green, it was always coming. Yeah, means a lot. So it should. Great scenes.
Yeah, for guys like Fletcher and quite a few more who make their living from the franchise game around the globe, each of these tournaments are shop windows, their achievements of satisfaction. Dwayne Bravo's in the house. He led the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots to the Hero CPL title last year. And he'll be starting his captaincy journey again in a few days' time. It's been entertaining, hasn't it? We were entertained by Fabian Allen, then we were entertained by Andre Fletcher, and for a brief moment, Chris Gale flicked back the clock and launched one into the grass banks. Well played, Andre Fletcher, 123 for 3.
Yeah, that big smile there, the photo of Andre Fletcher says it all. It's such a joy that when he gets going, and he loves the game, he loves cricket, and it was always going to be a little tough gig, knowing what they had to track down the Patriots. Green didn't get a wicket there. Many. Gordon, yeah, very useful. It might have gone for a few, but he threatens to get people out, and that's what I like as well. Mindley, yeah, got 1 for 11. That was Brevis who smashed it to cover. And Reefer, I think he's done his thumb a little bit. So tough going on a really good surface here at Warner. Always is going to be tricky. The bowlers are going to be very creative and innovative. 122 for 4 with the wash-up. Never quite enough, but Fabian Allen did his darndest. An extraordinary innings with those 9 sixes. Quite sensational. And in the end, the Patriots with 1-2-3 for 3 and get home with 4 deliveries to spare and win by 3 wickets in this first semi-final. What an absolute cracker.
Who's the Dream 11 MVP? Highest individual scorer of the tournament. Fabulous Fabian. Fantastic Fabian. He was flowing today. He'll be hoping to take this form into the main part of this month. Leading run scorer individually and aggregate-wise in the tournament. And a celebration to his young upcoming family. Wonderful scenes and shots of Warner Park, and to make it even nicer, Alex Jordan is downstairs.
Thank you, Ian Bishop. I'm with Andre Fletcher and Rovman Powell. Andre Fletcher, congratulations. This is your first time with the home side, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, and you gave them a 200 strike rate to knock here to get them into the finals. How did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, to contribute to a win. It's fantastic. We are a great bunch of guys, and I'm happy to be a part of the family, and hopefully I can carry on.
Ruffman, commiserations. It was not a bad score in the first innings. Fabian Allen, he got away.
Yeah, Fabian been striking the ball very good. You know, that's why he's batting at number 4. But having said that, I think the guys give a valiant effort.
It's been wonderful to watch the Jamaica Talawas. It's been a franchise that has been struggling the last few years. How pleased are you with this performance in the 60?
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. You know, I think it's a good bunch of guys. The guys are following the instructions and the guys are putting their hand up at right moments, you know, and I think that's very, very important. You know, we use this T10 as an auction to fill the void for the spots that are open in our CPL team, and I think guys have done extremely well.
Spiceman, you've brought the home side as the first team into the final for this inaugural 60. What about a word to the fans to encourage them to come out and enjoy themselves in the final tonight?
Yeah, I just want to encourage them to come out and support. As we all know, the trophy is named after the Universe boss, so it will be great for him to lift his own trophy, and that's what we came out here to do and ensure that we can get that title.
Well, you certainly bossed it. Thanks, gentlemen.
All right, thanks.
Andre Fletcher, the script is written apparently, written in the stars. Chris Gale lifting the trophy, men's semi-final 1. Patriots winning by 3 wickets courtesy Dre Fletcher. And semi-final 2 featuring the Royals and the Knight Riders will be coming up in under 10 minutes from now, followed by the women's final and then the men's final of the Sky X 60 later this afternoon, 5:30 p.m. local time. We'll take a little break and we'll be back here at Warner Park, as I said, in a little while from now.